XP laner by Lucy, currently 23 years old. Speaking of age, Nibor, again, is only 16 years old. So far, what a bright future for RSG's XP laners. But as we head on back to game number 2, again, looking at the Assassin matchup, it's Kyle TZ's Ling versus Irad Zafani.
I'm going to go back to my point here when you asked me. So I was thinking it'd be a sweep. Now I have to side with my fellow Bear Bro over there on the panel. Hold on, early kill. Okay, no, it's not going to happen. But, oh, hold on. Aqua, though, so low. Light's in trouble now. Okay, they get the flicker out.
Wow.
Good. Glad no first bloods there. Because I'm going back to the point of, I agree with Redmar. I actually like the lineup for RSG. Depending on, my one asterisk here, is what Aqua does with the Valentina pick. Like, if he's able to go ahead and get some key ultimates, whether that's Flap, whether it's Ogwyn even, whether it's Few, then that could change the course of these fights already early on for this. You can see it happening here. Few goes in, gets the Stampede off. Nabor could be in trouble, still tanky enough himself in the early game. Earth Shatter's there, and that's the first blood in the hands of Light.
Okay, so I was supposed to say for me, my asterisk would be Light, because again, Jawhead is a snowball-reliant hero. Not necessarily that hero alone, but if you have a Jawhead as much as possible, you want to control the early game, and with a good pickup onto Kyle TZ, they're starting out strong so far.
Yeah, early pickoff. That's exactly what the Raiders need here. Because, you know, as we're talking about, even this matchup alone, you know, in the XP lane, we're going to have to see how they utilize this XP lane Grok, especially later on for the objectives here. But the fact, like you said, you know, Light, if he gets an early kill, if he's able to build up and scale up on the Jawhead alone, to the point where, all right, now you're just alley-ooping, you know, enemies from FCAP into the hands of RSG, and you can cap out on that, then that's great for them. We'll see if they pull it off, though, now that this first turtle's up.
Okay, so the story so far of week 3, day number 1 is whoever gets the first turtle wins the game, because majority of the games so far are one-sided. So
that is not a stat that I would want to do against FCAP. Or Kyle TZ, what did he say? He had like 17 out of 21 turtles. You know, I'm not sure, again, if that's 100% accurate, but I know it was something insane like that.
Yeah, so far, Falcons AP Brand not off to a good start. Again, there was an early pickoff onto Kyle TZ, but still, they still have the Grok and the Hylos that could actually be the good frontliners here up against a very ecstatic lineup from RSG. Again, they have a Fanny and a Jawhead, so in terms of getting those exciting out-of-nowhere plays, RSG is capable of doing that at any given time. And now as they start the turtle here, Ogwyn surveying the scene. Our two junglers are present though, so I think we're going to have a very, very big clash.
The Assassin showdown here between Irad and Kyle TZ, relying on the rest of the team to hold that front side up and create the box that they're going to want to play around too. Few has that NetherRealm available, and Aqua as well, so comes down to who executes it well enough to win the fight, but neither team wants to budge.
Another reset of the turtle. I think the only thing that both of these junglers fought for was the Little Wanderer that Irad got. Yeah. So right now, it's really basically a chess match, because anything can go with the first turtle, but look at this! Oh my goodness!
Irad makes the play.
That was a Grok! A tanky Grok onto Flap TZ. Irad's gonna get a kill, but Light on the other hand.
Okay, Purifier gonna be used. Few in trouble here. Gets knocked into the air. Light picks up another kill, and now the turtle for the taking will go in the hands of Irad here. RSG off to a great start in game number 2.
1.4k gold lead so far for the Raiders. So this time, they were the ones who got the turtle. First turtle. So can we say that this might go to a game 3?
It's too early to tell, but
too early.
That's been the stat so far. You know, like we
that's
said,
been the stat, the fact of the day so far.
First turtle, teams usually end up winning. So with that, even taking a look at the items here, you can already see Irad has a nice little lead. It's nothing too crazy, but he's playing around the fact that he can rely on, you know, you have Nabor here, you have Light just scaling up really well. You know, Light, even with the 2 early kills, gives him a little bit of an advantage to work around in his setups.
Yeah, and even on the XP lane, you can see a clear advantage here for Nibor. Picks up the what item is that?
What?
My favorite item so far as a roamer in XP lane.
Favorite as
the color
a
blue one. Wait.
Blade of Hepsies.
No.
Thunderbelt.
Thunderbelt. Yes.
I'm like playing charades here. You're drawing the Thunder Belt.
Because it's such a good item again, especially as a first core item. You get your stacks that you accumulate turns into hybrid defense, and that hybrid defense in turn turns into additional damage, or is it additional damage or true damage?
True damage, yeah.
Yeah, true damage, yeah. So it's really a good pick off here for Nibor. And speaking of Nibor, you know, I've been noticing even during the previous tournaments, international tournaments, he's been using this Edith a lot.
Oh, there's the toss up, but whoa! The damage was there, but Kyle TZ is going to get away instead. That's a lot of burst. Spirit Destruction going to land. I don't think they can follow it up, but what they will do is RSG will go ahead and make a call for a raid here in the jungle. There's the toss-up once again. This time around, fighting into the Glorious Pathway. NetherRealm going to proc as well, and FCAP still giving the call to possibly fight this. Nibor props the Primal Wrath and forces Ogwin back. Meanwhile, Kosei is going to go ahead and push down that bottom lane.
Okay, so a trade for RSG here is they got the bottom lane turret, but so far so good because they forced FCAP to retreat instead of getting that second turtle, and that was a good initiation from Light. He threw away Flap TZ, but props as well for Flap TZ for disrupting the Earth Shatter coming in from Nibor, and this time Falcons AB Brand, they're the one starting, but look at Light again with the flicker!
Light again, gonna find Flap, they get the NetherRealm out from Few, and now Light, the one to get punished. Glorious Pathway dropped down by Ogwin, and Kyle TZ will secure the turtle. That might be all they get here as RSG gives it a call back. So with that, FCAP finds a little bit of life in this game. But right now, RSG's still ahead.
Okay, 1-for-1 turtle exchange here. Falcons AP Brand, they got the kill onto Light, plus the turtle takedown. So far, they're trying to reduce the lead established here by RSG Philippines. You know RSG still looking for the early game momentum. They want to go for the pickoffs, but look at Flap TZ onto the back line here. Trapping Kosei!
Wall charge again. Purify going to be used. RSG there to back him up at this point, though. But again, with this team, FCAP, it's all about the objectives. And Irad going to get forced back there, too.
Okay. So far, so good for both of these teams. Still an equal ball game. This time we're just gonna wait for who's really gonna initiate first, because for Falcons AP Brand, they don't necessarily need the setups coming in from Flap TZ. Actually, Ogwin's Glorious Pathway alone, as long as they disrupt the formation of RSG Philippines, that's gonna be a good enough play coming in from Falcons AP Brand. And on the other hand, RSG Philippines, as long as the ejectors, the Earth Shatters from both of their initiators connect, it's really okay, or that's the goal for RSG Philippines, because again they have the Valentina coming in from Aqua, and at this point you know whoever casts first, that NetherRealm will lose, because you'll get out sustained during those long skirmishes.
And that's the point. You know, at one time it's going to be who has that sustainability in their favor. And that's why I said, you know, going back to my point with RSG, part of this is on Aqua. Like, what ultimates is he going to take? You have so many good choices, honestly, whether it's the Wild Charge, Glorious Pathway, the NetherRealm yourself, and how does this help the lineup you have? This whole time, too, Super Marco's been pretty much farming up freely. He just picked up the Malefic Roar, and this is all in timing for this first big objective. Lord is now up here, and you're going to see them put the focus on positioning, and that's what they got to be kind of keep an eye on here for RSG, because they've lost that gold lead that they pretty much had for the majority of the game. And so FCAP is in fighting position now.
And so far, these are one of the rare instances wherein a third turtle wasn't secured by any of the team because of those long skirmishes, because of those chess game type of back and forth coming in from both of these teams. But one thing for sure is Lord is up for grabs. In terms of neutral objectives, it's a 1-for-1. And now they're popping Fuse Purify here, so that's a good resource expended for RSG Philippines.
They get that out. I'm wondering too, you know, Flap's been up here for a while. Just kind of hanging out there, top side. We'll see what they decide to do around this. Again, neither team wants to commit to the Lord, and like you mentioned, it was kind of like that way with that turtle earlier on, where neither team wanted to commit to it because of how these fights can play out.
Yeah.
Flap TZ also just now picking up. He's got a Sea Halberd now in this Grok.
Okay, so wow. Okay, so Flap TZ, one Wild Charge Power of Nature combination can actually bring down Kosei or even Irad and Aqua, so they have to watch out for that. But on the other hand, they have to deal with Ogwin, because Ogwin's dealing with the frontliners here. Half HP for Ogwin, but that's okay. And again, we have to go back with the assassin matchup. Because both of these assassin junglers can do those wave management, can do those split push. It's just a matter of who's going to out macro the other.
And at almost any given day, if we're talking about macro, I would probably favor FCAP here. But RSG has been doing a good job. And like I said, so far able to go toe-to-toe with FCAP, trying to keep things pretty much at pace and at par, is showing a much better RSG than we saw in Game 1. It's just still begs the question, can they win this crucial fight with the First Lord? Kosei is going to go ahead and start it up. He also just locked in his next item, so they can hold this together until Irad joins this fight.
11 minutes in. First turtle still up for grabs. A Conceal coming in.
Conceal, they get the Purify out once again. They drop it down. There's the Spear Destruction. Fuse already gone. Irad joins the fight. Will be able to find Ogwin. Forces out the Flicker from Super Marco as he takes up another kill. Wild Charge coming out from Flapteezy. They're looking for Irad. They're going to close him off with the Guardian's Barrier, but they can't get him down just yet until finally Irad goes down. But RSG will be able to go ahead and take and start up this Lord. But look who's still alive. Kyle Teasy.
Kyle Teasy with the Retribution still ready to be expended. Irad not in the picture here, but I think the good zone coming in from RSG Philippines will entail them their first Lord. And if we could go back to that last clash, who started it? I mean, there was a Conceal coming in from RSG, but I think it was Light or Nibor's Earth Shatter Ejector. I'm not quite sure, but the important thing is RSG Philippines forced Few to use the Nether Realm first compared to Aqua.
And not only that, they forced him to use that Purify too.
Yeah.
So great decision making from RSG to start that fight up either way, whether it was Light, whether it was Nibor, but ultimately it resulted in them getting a swing in their favor. They now have the Lord. They can work around this, and you know, they really took an FCAP of that fight there. It was, you know, a last-ditch effort from Flap, trying to block off Irad with that Guardian's Barrier, and they finally got the kill, but ultimately they play around this. Look at this. He's just going to stop, delay it a little bit further. Glorious Pathway going to be dropped down. FCAP wants to hold on to this tier 1 in the mid lane as it's one hit away.
The wall from Flapteezy. The great wall of Flapteezy prevented that concealed play from RSG Philippines to ensue.
He's doing things like this. I can't wait to see what he does on his Paquito skip.
Yeah, the Flapteezy.
Flapteezy? No, the damage was there from Irad. I'm not sure, is he still going to put the pressure? He doesn't. He calls it off. Very close getting that kill.
But Irad, though, was able to evade that wild charge play coming in from Flapteezy. Almost got a kill on the XP laner of Falcons AP Bren. Pound for pound, punch for punch, these two teams are, I think, equally made so far. Even if RSG Philippines has a 2.8k gold lead, this one clash is all what FCAP needs to turn things around. Again, they have Kyle Teasy with the legs, Super Marco with the Brody. So RSG Philippines still needs to play it safe. Play it by the book. Go again for the Lord. If you can get additional pickoffs before you engage in those neutral objectives, do it.
I think breaking down this game, though, RSG has done everything right that they possibly could based off what we saw in Game 1. The adjustments they made, the decision-making that they're making is much better here and much more in sync with each other, because really they look disconnected in Game 1, but somehow, you know, they found their second wind, at least for now in Game 2. It's not over yet. They've got a healthy lead. They've got control around the map. And they have pick-off potential, and I think that's the biggest thing that you have to highlight with the lineup that they have. And
I think one of the major adjustments for RSG Philippines is this time Irad got to play.
Yeah.
Irad with the Fanny unleashed his micro-mechanic skills, 312 KDA, as well as Nibor, this time 008. He doesn't have to soak up the damage. He doesn't have to be the shield of RSG Philippines. He's freely casting those Earth Shatters for those initiations. Speaking of Onward here, he's not going to get Onward onto Kyle Teasy. But he got the purple buff!
He got the purple buff. Kyle didn't want to use the Retribution because Lord. Yeah, Lord's up. And he'd much rather have the Retribution available. So still going for it. There's the toss-up. Look at the damage coming out already. Ogwin taken out so quickly, even on the high-low. So now Irad jumps in once again looking for fuel. They force them to fight in the pit. They come in full force. They find a couple more kills as Super Marco taken down as well. But Irad is down and Kyle Teasy knows it. He's going to get out of there. He still has, no, he doesn't have the retribution, so that's going to be a Lord going in the hands of RSG here.
Same situation. The jungler of RSG not in the picture for this Lord take because of Kyle TZ with the 4 blades, Tempest of Blades, but I'd like to highlight Aqua. Did you see how he expended that Netherrealm? One more hit, 1 HP left for Irad before he casted that clutch Netherrealm. Really, the timing of RSG Philippines for game number 2 compared to game number 1 is really on point. And that's why they have this 3.9k gold lead plus the level 2 Lord marching in the top lane. Falcons AP brand did not expect this performance coming in from RSG.
Again, the lineup's really what's working in the favor here of RSG. And Irad doing a much better job too, just winning a lot of this jungle pressure throughout the game because of the lineup that they brought to the table. Nabor as well on this Edith, now primed and ready to knock on the base of FCAP.
Okay, so Irad right now trying to go for the backline, goes for the kill, woo! But forces Kyle TZ to use the Tempest of Blades. Now the Lord marching in the top lane. Again, a conceal coming in from RSG Philippines. Will FCAP be able to defend this?
Still gonna work on that. This turret's definitely gonna be gone though, as now it's taken out top side. There is light once again. Throwing Flap TZ over. Doesn't care if he's a Grok or not. They pick up a kill and now eyes set on the mid lane. RSG wants a game 3 and they're a step closer to it. Irad joining the fight here. Netherrealm gonna be used. They're gonna focus on the base and they just go for the raid as RSG takes it to game 3 against FCAP.